Hello everyone and welcome back to the monthly update. Your September edition starts right now. The Great State Fair of Oklahoma was back in September, and we were proud to serve for the second year as the primary EMS provider. Throughout the fairgrounds, you may have seen our bike team, medical carts, command post, and all-terrain medical response units in action. Our crews were ready to respond around the clock, responding to emergency calls each day of the fair. In September, Oklahoma City firefighters responded to 8,190 emergency incidents. Among those, fire crews battled 27 structure fires. Today, we want you to hear directly from the incident commanders on two of these significant incidents.
My name is Barry Sweet. I'm the major at Fire Station 31. Yesterday morning on the 23rd, I was the incident commander on an apartment fire in the 6,000 block of Northwest 23rd. While we were en route, we were getting reports that there were potentially multiple victims trapped in this structure. Station 24 arrived and gave us an initial report of heavy flames through both sides of the breezeway. I arrived shortly thereafter and we began our operations. We began fire attack, and I immediately assigned two different crews for search and evacuation. One of those crews almost immediately found their first patient. Very quickly after that, we found three more patients for a total of four. So I began requesting additional ambulances to cover all of those patients. The majority of the fire was on the second floor. The entire breezeway was heavily involved in fire, and all four units on the second floor were also heavily involved. Luckily, we had a firewall right in the middle of the building, which protected the other 8 units to the north. Almost every crew that showed up on that fire was mixed between the two shifts. Fire came in at 6:07. Shift change is officially at 7 o'clock. So that's certainly a concern. We wanted to stabilize the incident, but then we fairly quickly had to start working on transitioning to the next oncoming crews. So they were probably about 50-50 between the C shift and the A shift. Okay. An apartment fire with victims is never easy, but it went as well as it could possibly go yesterday morning. I was very pleased with how smooth everybody worked together and followed the plans that we had put in place.
Major Paul Davis, I was the incident commander of a commercial structure fire on 9/23 at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. When the initial crew showed up, we had 2 engines and a ladder that got there at almost simultaneous time and reported heavy smoke showing from that commercial structure. They were getting reports that it was a vacant structure, so they made an aggressive interior attack. I got on scene shortly thereafter, and when I got on scene, it was very heavily charged with a thick brown smoke, indicating a deep-seated fire. While we were getting water on the fire and started getting good conversion, had a company that went onto the roof and notified us that we started to have a collapse. We started showing signs that the air conditioning units were starting to fall. So we backed everyone out to a safe position while we continued putting water on. Once that caved in, we were able to push back in and successfully extinguish the fire. The building seemed fairly small, and it was about a 3,000 to 3,500 square foot structure, but it was cut up into 3 separate offices. So they were heavily fortified. All of the doors were bolted shut. So getting in and then finding out that door didn't lead to where you wanted it to go was a little bit to overcome. No victims. It was unoccupied. We did go in and get a search just to check, because fires don't start themselves typically. So got in and verified that no one was in the structure at the time.
Another fire alarm occurred on September 30th at 1:46 a.m. when firefighters arrived at a working house fire in the 200 block of Southwest 38th Street. During the search, firefighters located a victim inside. Corporal Dylan Murray, the firefighter who found the victim, is here to share his first-hand account of the rescue.
Yeah, I'm Corporal Dylan Murray, the Oklahoma City Fire Department, Station 7, here in the neighborhood of Capitol Hill. I'm on the green shift. On the very early morning of September 30th, we got actually notified by a OG&E rep who was at our fire just an hour prior. He turned the corner and he came back and told us as we were cleaning up that there was a house on fire right around the corner, actually just a block north We got in the rig fast. We drove 100 feet, took a right, and there was a heavily involved single-family residence. I notified my officer, Kevin Nidell, that we were gonna go to the Charlie side due to how much involvement was on the Alpha. As we entered, we immediately encountered high heat, heavy smoke due to how much involvement was on the opposite side of the house. I moved to my left and I could feel a doorway, and hoping it was a bedroom. I assumed it was, turned out to be a bathroom. I immediately felt a toilet actually removed from the ground. And then immediately when I moved my hand to the left of the toilet, I felt what I thought was a body. I initially felt his stomach, and then when I felt his armpit and his arm, I knew it was a human body. So I immediately notified the crew that was with me that victim. We found a victim in the bathroom. I went over the radio, notified command of the location of the victim, and I also notified them that we also had enough help with us. Another crew, Engine 7, had made it to that room. We removed him out of the Alpha side front door, and by the time we set him on the front yard, all of us immediately noticed he was breathing. So we notified the EMS crew that was on scene, which was actually an OKCFD ambulance crew. And immediately 603 DAA's driver, Lieutenant Cody Grace, got the cyano kit prepared. Multiple paramedics, Corey Partridge from Engine 19 started attempting to intubate, Trey Falk from Ladder 7. They were all getting things done really quick. And immediately Lieutenant Kevin Nidell and myself made the decision to go back in and finish our primary search. Whenever something like this happens, whether it be a rescue from a fire, what we call a win, like a rescue from a fire, when the rescue guys got the window washers down from the Devon Tower, any of these low occurrence, high risk events happen, it's all a huge accumulation of so many things, whether that be the minute you start rookie school, the training staff has a hand in the way your career path is led, and then you have the EMS staff where you're going to EMS refreshers every year, learning about the cyano kits. You think about the guys at the shop that get these rigs running, that we can make it to these fires. You think about the guy that worked for OG&E. He had just as much of a play in this as we all did. There's just so many branches of this fire department, and it all usually comes to a pinnacle of 3 or 4 minutes at one house fire. Maybe once in your career, maybe 10 times in your career. But everything we do that's that high risk, low frequency is all an accumulation of just your whole career and what everybody on scene is doing. You have crews here in Oklahoma City that this is what we focus and think about every single day we come to work. Like, this is what it's all about.
Thank you to Corporal Murray and to every firefighter who played a role in extinguishing the fire and carrying out the life-saving rescue. In addition to structure fires, firefighters responded to 65 vehicle fires, 135 grass and trash fires, and 650 vehicle accidents throughout September. Medical calls continue to make up the majority of the fire department's response. Our transport service with 4 fully equipped ambulances safely transported 1,237 patients to area hospitals. These ambulances work alongside OKC's primary transport service, IMSA, to provide additional support for the community. The Mobile Integrated Healthcare Team, which officially launched in May of this year, recorded 875 encounters in September. We greatly appreciate the hard work and dedication of our Mobile Integrated Health Team. October is Fire Prevention Month. This year's Fire Prevention Week campaign, Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium-ion batteries in your home, is October 5th through 11th and works to educate everyone about using these batteries safely. The campaign stresses how important it is to buy, charge, and recycle safely when it comes to lithium-ion batteries. These batteries power many of the devices we use daily, such as smartphones, laptops, e-scooters, and more. But if mishandled, they can pose a serious fire risk. A few key safety tips to keep in mind: buy only listed products, charge devices safely, and recycle batteries responsibly. The Oklahoma City Fire Department encourages all residents to take this month to review and practice their fire safety plans with a special focus on safe handling of lithium-ion batteries. Being prepared can make all the difference in keeping you and your loved ones safe. Also in September, we're excited that all of our air packs and our face pieces have been replaced for all of our firefighters. We now want to invite Major Mercer to share more information.
My name is Major Bobby Mercer. I'm with the Health and Safety Office for the Oklahoma City Fire Department. We have 447 packs that we are trading out for all the rigs. The old packs were roughly 10 to 12 years old, and so that's usually about the time we trade them out for updated technology. So with the NFPA standards, they usually meet every couple of years and go through anything that that they may see needs to be changed. One of the things they saw was the connection into the mask that they felt needed to be changed. So that was one of the updated standards. So each day we are swapping out roughly 20 rigs throughout the day, and we just have them come down, usually by district, have the chief notify us what order they want them to come in, and we just trade out the old packs, put the new packs on, and swap any extra bottles that they have.
We recently received a couple of department patches from the state of Missouri. The Mid-County Fire Protection District in Camdenton, Missouri kindly sent us these 2 patches. Thank you for sharing these with us. Well, that wraps up the September monthly update. Until next month, stay safe, OKC, and remember, we're here if you need us.